you have to make adjustments. I don't know if that's a rotation thing or...
Guys on the back of the bench were telling us that Rudy had Draymond, or had Clay, and that's why Draymond went. We struggle, then we got to get guys out there who are going to give us a spark, and we know they're both capable.
In recent years, the Golden State Warriors have established themselves as one of the premier franchises in sports. They did this by winning 4 championships in an 8-year stretch with the help of one of basketball's most transcendent superstars. Steph Curry is one of, if not the greatest shooter of all time, and the engine that makes the Golden State Warriors go. Golden State wouldn't have reached the heights that they have achieved without him, and this season, he's once again proving how crucial he is to this team. Steph has been unsurprisingly spectacular, but the Golden State Warriors have a huge problem. Steph Curry will be 36 by the end of the season, making this one of Golden State's final opportunities to make another championship run with their franchise icon. However, unless they get additional scoring from somewhere else, this could be the season that triggers the end of the Golden State Warriors as we know them. But before we get to the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. Leading up to the season, I spammed predictions at you guys consistently. Michael Porter Jr. needed over 5.5 rebounds in his season debut. Tyreek Hill just needed a touchdown, and Steph Curry just needed 1 point. Shout out to those that tailed. For those of you guys that were able to make money, we're giving away our picks for free all season long for the NBA and NFL on my Instagram at TheFlightMike. And right now, when you use promo code microphone on PrizePicks, they'll match your deposit up until $100. Thank you, PrizePicks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? As Golden State superstar point guard, Steph Curry has often had a ton of responsibility on his plate, and this season has been no different. In 11 games this season, Steph Curry is averaging over 30 points per game while shooting just under 49% from the field, 44% from 3, and over 90% from the line. So far, Steph has scored 30 points in a game 6 times, including a pair of 40-point outbursts. In the games that he's played, Steph Curry has scored a staggering 39% of Golden State's points this season, which would be the highest percentage of his career. Unfortunately for the Warriors, that high shooting efficiency and individual scoring haven't carried over to his teammates. Golden State began the season 5-1, but they've struggled since, losing 5 of their 6 games, including 4 straight. This was further compounded by the early brawl that got Klay Thompson and Draymond Green ejected during their latest loss against Minnesota, during which Klay got his jersey ripped and Draymond Green put Rudy Gobert in the most random chokehold that I think I've ever seen. Honestly, can we take a moment to appreciate this? I mean, if you look at this footage, it looks like Rudy Gobert is trying to break up the fight, and Draymond Green quite literally sprints across the court and jumps on Rudy Gobert from behind to try to get him into a chokehold. Look, I don't have a horse in this race. I just thought it was really funny. I thought it was very Draymond. We have our direct reaction to that also that we'll leave in the end screen for you guys, because that was a really funny night of NBA. But as comical as that is, there's a huge problem with this. The Golden State Warriors were already missing Steph Curry with knee soreness, and they couldn't overcome the loss of their big 3, narrowly losing to the Timberwolves for the 2nd game in a row. Golden State is shooting the 5th worst percentage in the league from the floor and currently ranks in the bottom 3rd in 3-point efficiency. Now, with Steph Curry in the lineup, no other Warrior has reached 20 points in a game other than Dario Saric, who scored 20 points earlier this month against OKC. The Warriors only got their 2nd and 3rd 20-point outings of the season when Saric and rookie Brandon Podziemski, I definitely butchered that, destroy me in the comment section, please, broke the mark against Minnesota, and that was with more shots available, with 3 starters out for most of the game. There were 43 players in the league who averaged 20 points per game last season, and yet the other Warriors have combined to reach that number in a game just 3 times this season. In 11 games, Curry has doubled his closest teammate in scoring 5 times, which is already more than he did all of last season. Missing 26 games last season may explain some of why that's the case, but also the status of their top scorers. Last year's 2nd leading scorer, Klay Thompson, has seen nearly nearly all of his numbers decline across the board. He scored in double digits in every game he's played this season, with the exception of their last game. But this version of Klay Thompson has been a gigantic downgrade, especially compared to his prime years. It's a small sample size and the season is still young, but the other Splash brother is averaging his fewest points per game since his rookie season. But that's not all. Klay Thompson is shooting 34% from three, which is remarkable when your name isn't Klay Thompson and you shoot 41% from three for your career. He's averaging 14 points per game, and he's a minus across the board in offensive box plus minus, defensive box plus minus, and he's a 0 in value over replacement player, which means this could get very spicy considering the fact that Klay Thompson is on an expiring contract this year. Last season's fourth leading scorer, Andrew Wiggins, has been off to as rough of a start as anyone. He's averaging about 10 points per game on some truly horrific shooting numbers. Currently, Wiggins is making less than 40% of his shots and just shooting an abysmal 15% on threes and 50% from the free throw line. Now, although he only played in 37 games last season, when he did play, Wiggins gave the Warriors another offensive threat, consistently scored in double figures with the occasional 20-point performance. This season, he hasn't even come close to replicating that production. Meanwhile, last season's third leading scorer isn't even on the team anymore. The Golden State Warriors' most notable move of the offseason was trading Jordan Poole to the Washington Wizards along with Patrick Baldwin Jr., Ryan Rollins, a 2027 second-round pick, a top 20 protected 2030 first-round pick, and cash considerations for Chris Paul. And I know that it's really easy to meme Jordan Poole. I mean, my man looks like he's trying to care so much. Coach is ready to draw up a play for him right here. The assistant coach notices Poole isn't paying attention. Landry Shamet gets his attention. Bench player makes a mistake. Jordan Poole screams, "I got this!" He pretends to throw the towel. He starts cursing. He pays attention too late, and he completely misses the play. Honestly, it's so easy to meme Jordan Poole, and I definitely have questions about his work ethic after he got paid the amount that he did. But there's no question about it. When Jordan Poole was locked in, which is kind of rare currently, the man had moments where he was a flamethrower. He played in all 82 regular season games last year. He averaged just over 20 points per night, and he was a vital contributor during the Warriors championship run, averaging 17 points per game during the 2022 playoffs. Now, that version of Jordan Poole seemed to have been left in 2022, I'll admit, but the Warriors went 14-12 with Steph last year, and Jordan Poole was a big reason Golden State was able to stay afloat without him. Poole averaged 26 points and 5 assists per game last season in 26 games with Curry out of the lineup. So there's no question about it that this could have potentially been Jordan Poole time, but the Warriors kind of had their hands tied. This offseason, when the Golden State Warriors brand new general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. was asked why they made the trade, he said this.
Those things felt like there's a little bit of a logjam in the backcourt, and then you get into the payroll stuff, so had to make a tough decision, but had the opportunity to get a guy like Chris Paul really was the difference for us in making that move.
Of course, Mike Dunleavy didn't mention the infamous video of Draymond Green punching the living shit out of Jordan Poole that negatively affected the team for the rest of the season. And this isn't to say that Poole's departure is the sole reason the Warriors have struggled to find consistent scoring outside of Steph. However, the Warriors clearly felt that Thompson, Wiggins, and others could adequately fill the scoring void in his absence, and that hasn't happened so far. The Warriors also play Green and Paul a lot, and while they're important players, scoring isn't necessarily their strong suits. So you might be thinking,
Mike, you're presenting a lot of problems. How do we fix this?
Okay, the easiest solution to Golden State's problems would be their vets to play better, which duh. Head coach Steve Kerr will likely give his more experienced players a chance to right the ship, especially since most of the current rotation helped win a title less than 2 years ago. However, the Warriors have a group of recent draft picks that could be pressed into heavier minutes. Moses Moody has shown flashes of becoming a consistent shooter and defender while averaging a career high in minutes. Jonathan Kuminga has also taken a larger role in his third season, but his efficiency has left much to be desired. They also have Trace Jackson Davis and Podziemski, who the Warriors are pretty high on. Kerr was asked about giving the rookies more playing time, and he indicated that he would make that change if he felt it was needed.
I'd love to. It's tricky because we got a lot of people. We're already playing 10 even without those guys, and I like everybody that I'm playing. But, you know, if we struggle, then we got to get guys out there who are going to give us a spark, and we know they're both capable.
As Kerr mentioned, Golden State has an established group that he likes, and going to the younger guys, especially early in the season, would signal a level of urgency the Warriors hope never arrives. But the season's already 12 games old, and there's only so much time for Golden State to figure this out. Curry himself seems open to changes in the rotation if the losing continues.
Everything is on the table for us for adjustments when you know, we've lost 3 straight, and you have to make adjustments. I don't know if that's a rotation thing or, you know, whatever the case is, but everything is on the table, and everybody has to be ready to step in and do what they're asked to do based on what coach kind of sees.
If internal improvements aren't enough, the Warriors have plenty of ammunition to make a trade. Their younger players could be valuable to rebuilding teams, especially Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, who have playoff experience and are further along in their development. Golden State also has most of their first-round picks to trade after 2024, and if they want to, they can trade Chris Paul's expensive contract, which has no guaranteed money after this season, for multiple players or one higher salary player. The Warriors have a number of viable options if they want to make a mid-season move, and although it seems like they'd prefer one of their in-house options to step up instead, Golden State has a lot of pressure to make another serious playoff run, and not just because of Curry's age. The Warriors' biggest question awaiting them this offseason is Klay Thompson's impending free agency. If the Warriors want to add another scorer during the season, they'll have to consider how often it takes the ball out of Thompson's hands in order to keep him happy ahead of free agency. Regardless, if Golden State doesn't stop this slide fast, it could change how they address their scoring void, which in turn may eventually change the Warriors as we know them. So let me know in the comment section down below, how did the Golden State Warriors solve this gigantic problem? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.